It was a somber week in Rapid City as people participated in the 50th commemoration of the deadly 1972 flood. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND from Sydney Thorson, we take a look back on this week and all the events that took place.
Remember, honor, and commemorate. That was the theme of a week-long event looking back on the tragic flood that took the lives of 238 people and destroyed hundreds of homes.
We saved quite a few people, but we lost a few too. That's the part that you never forget, the ones that got away. We then continued on the rest of the night, doing the same thing over and over. It's still hard to think about, but it was a long night.
We could hear a lot of screaming and, things like that, which were just hard to understand when you didn't exactly know what was going on.
We went to New York Street, found water very high and people in trees, top of houses, many screaming for help.
Many people shared stories and experiences of the horrific night on June 9th, 1972 and the day after.
I was paying out line with him on the end of the rope, standing in waist-deep water when I was hit by some debris. I think it was a water heater, and knocked me to the bottom of the water, and I took a mouthful of somebody's lawn, and then about a block later I was able to get out of the water and come back up.
So then later we drove around and looked at things, and it was just shocking, just kind of embedded in my mind now forever of what it looked like, with cars stacked up really high and houses moved off their foundations and things that were just so strange, so different than what it had been the day before. Just one of those things you don't forget.
Last week, dozens of people showed up to Memorial Park to walk in honor of the 238 lives that were lost 50 years ago.
There were a number of homes and businesses that were relocated after the flood from this location. So there is a lot of history here and a lot of memories here.
You just look for that higher ground.
While these memories are difficult to look back on, former Mayor Don Barnett says it's important to.
We decided that we would not rebuild in the floodplain, and we would create this recreational avenue all the way from Canyon Lake down to the Pennington County Fairgrounds on Campbell Street. Now that's about 5 blocks wide and about 5 miles long, and this recreational trail right here is one of the beauties of our recovery.
After the flood, approximately 1,200 acres of open space and park systems were added to the city of Rapid City, so that no homes and no families would be at risk if a devastating flood ever happened again.
With the help of the School of Mines professors in Rapid City, we were able to define a recovery plan that would lead to the relocation of 1,700 families and about 120 businesses.
Barnett says it's also important to remember how the community came together to begin a road to recovery after the tragic event that changed Rapid City forever. With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Sydney Thorson.